Greetings, fellow space nerds, humans of Earth, and beyond. I'm Cornelius, back at it again with another Starfield shipbuilding video. I've got build number 107, Zeppelin, a Class B destroyer. You may go so far to say a pocket star destroyer. Seeing as that classic wedge shape just does something for people, myself included. This bird does take heavy inspiration from the classic ships of KUAT drive yards, of Star Wars fame, of course. We may never be able to build ships the size of a real Star Destroyer, but we may be able to build things at least to scale. There is a whole lot of merging going on to get this wedge shape. I did find a new merge, which is always exciting in this game. I think that's part of the addiction for me. And we do continue with one of my design philosophies: as above, so below. And there is heavy mirroring. It's actually difficult for me to build a ship that's not symmetrical. Although I have tried many times, those ASIM builds of mine don't leave the shipbuilder. Oh well. Outfitted with a heavy particle beam array and quad double barrel Matilija cannons, Zeppelin is no slouch in a fight. I'm out here chasing shapes. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's check her out. Oh yeah, really happy with the general shape I was able to get here. Now you'll see those Deimos wings almost look like they're one wing, and that is a part of the new merge I found that I was talking about, which of course we will go over in the build. This upper superstructure area with ray domes and sensor arrays really came out quite choice. Alright, interior time. Just a little hop and a jump to enter using our one-of-a-kind screen door. And we enter into the armory. This is a Nova 2x1 armory, empty, that I put my twist on. Some interesting armor this crew has. Oh, what is that? Very interesting. We then step into the medbay. This is also where the docker is located at the front of the ship. Not terribly big, but decently equipped. Now head aft into engineering. This is a furnished 3x1 engineering hab that I added some stuff to. Looks like Andresa's doing some work. And now we head up one flight. Come on. To our control room. This is an empty Hope Deck control room that I added stuff to. Here's our interior window to our Matilija shield booster and our grav drive. Every one of these blanks that I put together always comes together a little bit different. And I seem to like all of them. And here we are in our living quarters. Moderately decorated at least. Here I added a secure storage area for stuff and things. And here's our escape chute. We'll check that out in a second. And the galley. I like how this one came out too. It's important that you like your own stuff, right? Here's our walk-in pantry. Kind of starting to become a staple in my builds where possible. Alright, let's check out this escape hatch. Another one-of-a-kind ship's awesome part. I love that one. And we're outside. Let's go back inside. Now we'll make our way to the bridge. But first, we'll check out the server room, or a technical room, a general area to store technical stuff. I sometimes struggle to figure out what to do with these 1x1s, but server rooms work. And here's the bridge. Didn't add a whole lot. There's some screens, some guns, never too many guns. Now this wall here is our screen panel board. That's about it. And the build. So this first section will just be the walkable areas, one-of-a-kind docker, one-of-a-kind screen door hab. That equipment plate is there to prevent the game from creating a ladder in that position. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. But this first part is pretty straightforward. There's our engineering bay, or 1x1 control station. And this is our escape hatch from One of a Kind. Pretty simple enough. And it only gets, well, a little more complicated from here. So now we move on to the engine stack. We've also got our reactor and grav drive. Here's these Matilia plates. They're doubled. I do that a lot. Now with this grav drive setup, I only doubled the top Matilia plates. I'm not even exactly sure why, but you could double the bottom one as well to get another 50 hull, but that's just how this one ended up. So that is our main engine setup. You can also see in the back of the control station there's a window, and while you can't place this Matilia shield booster quite yet, I'm just showing you where it goes, so you remember to add it at the end. Alright, moving on to the gear and the underside of the bow. This, at least to me, is also still pretty straightforward. Just some generic merging. And I will be showing a lot of this drag, place, and then select all merge. That is still good to go in game, and it's one of my primary merging techniques, along with the reduced part collision that you get in, well, there's several mods you can get it, but they're listed in the description. Now these two are just occupying the same attachment points as the Stroud cowling is here. Alright, we are moving along. Now, basically the exact same thing, just for the top of the ship. Get a little bit of the upper superstructure, these sort of radar looking pieces, spare radar dishes and such. I like these shield merges. 2 into 1 makes them look more substantial. Now this top section is an exact mirror of the bottom section, like to the piece. Got that front cap and that Stroud hull piece, just to get some more symmetry in the nose. And then we do our mirroring. Okay, the simple stuff is over. This next section is the secondary engines as well as the wings. This bit of merging took me a good while to figure out, but I left one side intact, both for reference for you and a reference for me. Now this right here is the new merge that I found using these Avon Tech wings.
Nice.
So to get the Deimos wings to look almost like they're two pieces, I had to connect the Avon wings in such a way to the fuselage to get them to line up almost like they're sitting on top of each other. Now once you attach the Deimos, the first two outer Deimos wings to these Avon Tech wings, all the other Deimos wing parts attach to the inside of those first two sets. So this right here is how it should look at the start. Everything else attaches to the inside. Like that. Now I'm not exactly sure why I made this bottom wing slightly different than the top one, but you could adjust that if you wanted to, since you won't be seeing that bit in the final build. Now with that set up, we need to fill in the gap. Now this big Stroud piece should be pretty straightforward. We're going to get to that in a second. We need to attach these sideways flipped Deimos spines. Now inside this top rear spine is where you're going to install the Matilija shield booster, which you should be able to see right in there. these Avon Tech wings and intakes fit to the actual fuselage, not those Deimos spines. If you're still with me, these next bits are more about placement than part selection. These are just a bunch of Stroud cowlings, and then you'll see towards the end placing those particle cannons, just a little finesse. But getting this larger section in is first. This is why I left the other side intact, mostly just as a reference for me, to make sure I rebuild it right. If there was such a thing as building too many ships, I'm definitely a part of it. Alright, now this top section is just those vertical Stroud cowlings. We'll take a look at this antenna radar setup. All just structural bits and the decorative shield parts. There's a Hope Tech riser, Sonova mini bracer, all on top of those Hope Tech pipes, which are connected to the inside of the outer Stroud cowling, if that's not too confusing. But when attaching this one, the way I measured it is having that Relodyne engine, the circle one, just pinching in to the SAE. Not like that. Like that. Now, usually, if you want to put a part that is already occupied somewhere, placing it as close to where you want it to go as possible, then highlighting all the ship and attaching it almost always works, at least for me. Now these cowlings fit flush with that main Stroud cowling on the top. This is just a mirrored version of the top. Again, placing it where it just pinches in to the SAE engine. These Stroud cowlings are, again, just like the top, fitting flush with that main Stroud cowling on the bottom, right there. Just a little bit more adjustment with these particle kins, which it really doesn't matter where you want them, whether they're a little stretched out or they're closer. I'm just a stickler for the details. And that's it. Pocket Star Destroyer, maybe? Let's fight.
We could use a vacation. If you're feeling generous, you could help us out. Or we could just dust your shit. If that's how you want to play it.
If you made it this far, you're awesome. I will drink to you, fine people of the internet. This was a bit of a challenge trying to get this wedge shape right, but I am quite pleased with the outcome. All of you viewers, likers, commenters, subscribers, y'all are freaking awesome. We passed right through 700 subs on our hike to 1K. Y'all are getting me there faster than I thought, and I love you for it. These builds are continually satisfying, and this addiction is quite healthy, if you can say such a thing about an addiction. The next 3 builds are a part of a project I've been working quite some time on, and those videos will be a bit more spread out because each of those ships is over 120 meters long. There will be a sort of intro video with some more info on that project coming next. I'm Cornelius. You can find me in the Star Yard.